and Good Morning Northwest. Election season's fever pitch has brought out some of the worst in people. In Liberty Lake, police think they know who's behind stealing political signs from neighbors' yards.
And it's another foggy start to the day, and there's a busy day of weather ahead. We go from fog to sun to tracking some showers. I'll show you when they get here.
The quarter-pounder E. coli outbreak has made a teenager so sick she's been on dialysis. The newest information about the outbreak and lawsuits stacking up against McDonald's. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Wednesday, October 30th. Welcome to it. Let's start things off with Matt Gray, who's back in for Mark Peterson this morning. And Matt, I had to almost scrape some stuff off my windshield today.
I was doing a lot of scraping off of the windshield this morning. It cooled off very quickly overnight tonight. And as you get down into the bottom of the Spokane River Valley, we've got fog, and it is, well, about as thick as it ever gets around here for the most part. We can barely see the Spokane Arena from across the street here from our studio in downtown. 30 degrees, freezing fog. You are going to need to hit the defroster on high and have the ice scraper ready. Plus, very limited visibility. So build in some of that extra time, especially from Spokane Valley where the fog starts to get a little bit thicker, up I-90 through the West Plains and then down towards places like Cheney and Fairchild Air Force Base where we have still some pretty limited visibilities. Looks like some fog's developing around Deer Park as well. So, hey, just take it easy this morning. Temperatures right around 30 degrees, so definitely a bit of a chilly start. Some rain is on the way for it later today. I'll show you when it gets here coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, this morning we have new developments in the McDonald's E. coli outbreak.
A trip to McDonald's has cost a Colorado teenager 2 weeks of school. Hannah Joy is at the Breaking Now desk. Hannah, that teenager almost died.
As of now, a Colorado teen is hospitalized with kidney failure after eating a burger at McDonald's.
I have a central line in my neck.
Camberlyn Bowler is one of at least 75 people sickened by the E. coli outbreak linked to onions on a quarter pounder. The outbreak has spread to 13 states with 1 confirmed death. Bowler says she ate quarter pounders weeks before the outbreak was reported, then started getting stomach cramps so bad she couldn't get out of bed.
Acute kidney failure and HUS is what we were told first. They came back and said that she had E. coli.
For 10 days, she received dialysis. Her family's lawyer also representing 32 other alleged victims.
When you go to a McDonald's, you're placing an incredible amount of trust that McDonald's has done everything it can to make sure that your food is safe.
This week, quarter pounders are expected back on the menu without onions for now in some states. Yesterday on a conference call, McDonald's CEO apologized.
The recent spate of E. coli cases is deeply concerning, and hearing the reports of how this has impacted our customers has been wrenching for us.
Bowler's mom says she's worried about the medical bills piling up. So far, McDonald's has not commented on the lawsuits, only saying it's committed to food safety. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. Well, police say they know who stole campaign signs from some Liberty Lake properties this week. The police department says at least one of the people involved in these thefts is from Kootenai County. One woman who had her Harris Walls signs stolen has neighbors just across the street who have Trump Vance signs up. She said they get along despite their difference in views, and it's unfortunate that someone from out of town violated her personal freedoms. Now, this isn't the first time something like this has happened in Liberty Lake this election season. 4 News Now spoke with a homeowner who had someone vandalize her sign earlier this month. She's now coming forward because she heard other neighbors had their signs stolen.
I think that this election is different than it has been in the past, and people are a little bit more up in arms about things. So I wasn't surprised, but just, disappointed. It's too bad that this is happening.
Liberty Lake Police encourages anyone who has had a sign stolen to call Crime Check. That number is 509-456-2233.
And around the Northwest, federal authorities are searching for whoever caused 3 ballot box fires in southwestern Washington and in Portland, Oregon. State elections officials say Monday's fire in Vancouver destroyed hundreds of ballots, while the fire suppression system at the Portland drop box fire minimized the damage there, saving hundreds from destruction. They are looking for a vehicle caught on camera, this one. Those fires are connected to a third fire earlier this month, all of which were started by incendiary devices. Some people are deciding to vote in person after hearing about those fires.
I'm not taking any chances.
I just wanted to make sure that our vote got counted and that we didn't have to get a new ballot or anything.
47 states, including Washington, Idaho, and Oregon, have free ballot tracking services that allow voters to confirm whether their ballots have been mailed, received, and counted. In Washington, you can check yours at votewa.gov. And you can drop your ballot in the mail as long as it's postmarked by or on Election Day. You can also drop it into a ballot drop box by up until 8 o'clock Tuesday night. In Kootenai County, early voting is open only through Friday at the elections office in Coeur d'Alene, and then all of the polling sites are open until 8 p.m. as well on Tuesday. Check out KXLY.com for a link to your local polling site or your ballot box.
Hundreds of registered voters in Whitman County still haven't received their ballots. County Auditor Sandy Jamison says about 200 to 300 ballots are missing, and a majority of them are associated with post office boxes in the town of Garfield. Jamison says she's working with the Postal Service to find those missing ballots, saying, "My goal is to make sure that every Whitman County registered voter receives a ballot and has the opportunity to participate in this election. Anyone in Whitman County who has not received their ballot should call the county auditor's office." I just checked the status of my ballot on that website. So easy. Took 2 seconds.
Yep.
All good to go.
Yeah, yours is already in. Mine, I just looked at mine. It says mine had been mailed to me, but I just mailed it. So
such a simple process. Votewa.gov. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:06.
All right. Also pretty easy. Matt Gray filling in for Mark, giving us, I'm not saying you are easy, I'm saying it's an easy transition.
Yeah, I feel like it should be easy, but my ballots are still filled out sitting on the counter, so
get them in, Matt.
I better get on that. We'll get on to your forecast here and when this fog's going to clear up coming up.
Election day is right around the corner, and the Spokane County Elections Office has some tips to make your voting process as easy as possible. We're breaking that down coming up.
And negotiators for Boeing and its striking union get back to bargaining coming up. Is there an end in sight for the 6-week-old strike? Thanks for watching Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
Man, I can take real good care of you. See? Works perfectly for you, right?
At Craig Swap & Associates, we don't get paid until you win.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices, and why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids. Drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate Coats for Kids through October 31st.
SDCU is kicking off Coats for Kids with a fun competition. Ready, set, go! We'll donate as many coats as our brave volunteers can layer in 1 minute. Donate your coats at any SDCU branch through the month of October. In celebration of Veterans Day, 4 News Now and BECU would like to honor those who've served our country. Go to KXLY.com. Submit a photo and a short write-up on a veteran or military member. 4 News Now, honoring our heroes. Brought to you by BECU.
I spent my career in law enforcement, the last years as police chief. When it comes to keeping Washington safe, I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob's top priority is public safety. His plan to hire more police officers is exactly what we need.
He'll create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis.
And he'll put the $1 billion he won from drug companies into treatment.
To help us protect Washington,
I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
Discover non-stop excitement with more than 900 slots, classic bingo, and table games, all open 24/7. Get ready for endless winning opportunities and unmatched fun. Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino.
Good morning. Your time is 10 minutes after 6. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. An Israeli airstrike on a multi-story building in northern Gaza has killed more than 90 people, including 25 children. That's according to the Palestinian authorities.
Now, the U.S. called Tuesday's strike horrifying, and the UN said it was one of Israel's deadliest attacks in nearly 3 months. Israel's military said it was targeting a suspected terrorist and is trying to understand why so many people were in the area at the time. The strike came one day after Israel banned the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees from operating in the country in a move that sparked international outcry.
The Supreme Court has rejected Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s efforts to be removed from the ballots in Wisconsin and Michigan. The Supreme Court handed down yesterday's decision without further explanation. Kennedy argued that keeping his name on the ballots in the 2 key battleground states violated his First Amendment by implying that he was still a candidate. He suspended his independent presidential campaign in August and endorsed former President Donald Trump. But state elections officials had argued that early and absentee voting in the 2 states was already underway.
Boeing and the union representing 33,000 striking machinists have met for the first time since the company's latest proposal was voted down last week. The union called the meeting productive as both sides worked to end the stalemate.
Now, parts of southern and eastern Spain have been hit by severe flash flooding. Some areas received up to 12 inches of rain in just a few hours. At least 52 people are now reported dead. Rescues are still ongoing, and authorities say they expect more bodies to be recovered. Rainfall warnings will remain in effect across the country today and likely through the end of the week.
Some scary stuff there. 10-second takeaway for our local weather. Pea soup fog this morning. Make sure you slow down. Then rain's coming back into the forecast. It starts tonight. It continues through Halloween. I'll have your trick-or-treat forecast coming up for the kiddos.
So did you get this? The National Weather Service sent out a flood watch after a crane tipped over at the Post Falls North Channel Dam. That alert from the Weather Service said there could be a possible dam failure and flash floods. But the alert was quickly taken down from the NWS website when Avista determined there was no structural damage to the dam. The crane damaged some of the railing along the dam, and the crane operator was hurt.
Out of an abundance of caution, the personnel on site initiated that action plan before they could make an immediate inspection. It took some time to make the site safe so we could get out there and make sure that we could actually put eyes on it.
The crane operator was taken to the hospital. Avista says it's working to remove the crane safely from the dam.
Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:12.
As you grab your coat this morning, do you have another one in your closet? Maybe a good one, but you don't wear it anymore? Well, someone else could sure use it. Coming up, as we are close to wrapping up our Coats for Kids donation drive, we look at the excitement for distribution at one of those spots just ahead.
And Election Day is sneaking up on us quickly. And are you prepared? Allison Martinez is live at the Spokane County Elections Office this morning with information you need to know today.
Missisquoi Casino Hotel is open north of Spokane on Highway 395. Stay with us, relax and rejuvenate while taking advantage of our amazing amenities, including a restaurant and lounge. Our coffee corner is open daily at 5:30 a.m. Missisquoi Casino Hotel is the perfect spot to book your next special event. We have a 4,000 square foot event center and an exceptional team ready to help you host your event. We invite you to stay and play. Make your reservations now at Missisquoi.com.
Why is liberal Carmilla Conroy mudslinging and stretching the truth? Maybe it's to hide her extreme plans for an open border, drugs pouring into the country, and higher taxes. Conroy doesn't fit our district. Michael Baumgartner will protect our families, Social Security and Medicare, ensure veterans get the benefits they've earned, fight inflation, and make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time, so we can get you back up and running fast. Call or book online today.
I'm Deidre, and I'm a first-time voter. So when I do think about voting in the elections this year, I don't only think about myself, but I think about what is beneficial for my family and also the community that I represent. I vote because I want my voice to be heard. I'm finally now able to use my voice to be heard and show the problems that I'm facing and how I want those problems to be fixed. I think it's crucial for you to vote. My vote, my voice.
If you'd rather be here or here instead of here, then you gotta start here with Honda, the most trusted brand on the road according to KBB.com. Honda's also the best deal on the road 10 years in a row. And that includes the award-winning Honda Passport and Honda Pilot, both winners of Car and Driver's Editor's Choice Award. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Pilot with 2.9% APR financing. For details, see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today.
We're calling it November.
November.
Because we're all voting no on Initiative 2117.
No, I don't want funding cuts for our roads.
No, I don't want to increase the risk of wildfires.
No, I don't want to hurt small businesses like mine.
No, I don't want cuts to public transit.
No, I don't want to put our clean air at risk.
We all know the threats of 2117.
And we're all
voting no this November.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Election night, this is where America turns for answers. ABC Election Night. Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:16. We are less than a week out from Election Day now.
And the Spokane County Elections Office is encouraging people to make a plan if you haven't already. Allison Martinez is live to explain what you need to know, you voters. Allison?
Good morning. I'm here at the Spokane County Elections Office, and things are pretty calm here this morning. We've only seen a few people coming by to drop off their ballots behind me, but that will not be the case next week. Election officials are urging people to get their ballots in early so they can avoid the long lines, avoid the fight for parking, and just avoid the headaches overall. Here, let's talk some numbers when it comes to voter turnout. According to the Washington Secretary of State Elections Division, about 1.7 million ballots have been returned in Washington. That's about 35.1% of total voters. In the city of Spokane, 59,000 ballots have been returned, which is about 40% of total voters. Over in Idaho, Kootenai County is seeing 30% of voter turnout. Earlier this week, we brought you the story about ballot boxes being set on fire in Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington. Hundreds of ballots were lost in the process, and this serves as a reminder of the importance of knowing how to track your ballot. You can do this by going to votewad.gov and navigating to your ballot and voting materials. If you returned an absentee ballot in Idaho, you can track that by going to voteidaho.gov and doing the same. This way you can see that your ballot has been accepted and make sure that there is no further action that's required of you. Now, for answers to all of your Election Day questions, you can go to our For the People page on KXLY.com. Live in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
There's Well, some kids at the Northeast Youth Center in Spokane got a first look at a very special delivery of more than 100 new coats bought with the money that the community has donated to Coats for Kids. Of course, our chief meteorologist, Chris Crocker, there helping make that special delivery.
Yeah, there are only 2 more days left to donate a winter coat. And when you donate at certain places, you may get more than the satisfaction of just helping keep local kids warm through the winter, such as Fred's Appliance, where you can enter into a raffle to win a brand new washer and dryer set for free.
Ooh.
Quite the perk.
There you go. Get those coats in. You got 1 more day to do so, and they really make a difference.
Sure do. All right, and then we'll just start distributing next week. In the meantime, this morning, as you are getting ready to get out the door, it is so foggy. I did just check Spokane International Airport. There's only 1 delayed flight that's coming into Spokane.
That's good.
Everything else looks so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good, but it's pea soup out there.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's tough to see. Normally we can, even on a somewhat foggy day, we can see the arena across the street here. That is not the case at all this morning. So fog is basically concentrated right around Spokane. So Spokane folks, or if you're driving into Spokane later this morning, just be aware you're going to run into this fog. Plan some extra time ahead. Regardless, you'll probably have to scrape some ice off of the windshield this morning, whether you are in the fog or not. Expect this to hang out for at least a couple more hours, but once we get towards towards 9 o'clock, expect that fog to start lifting, and we'll see things clearing up a little bit earlier than what we have done for the past couple of mornings. Temperatures will pop up into the 40s by lunchtime. Then we'll see at least a little bit of sunshine, but high cloud cover that will eventually become mostly cloudy by the time we get to the end of our afternoon. We'll stay dry for the majority of this time here, but as we head later into the evening around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, we're going to be looking for wet weather. It'll start a little bit earlier, about anywhere between 3 and 5 o'clock across central Washington as this cold front moves through. It's going to be closer, however, for Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Palouse region, and then right along the state line north to the Canada border around midnight. That we'll see this rain roll in. We'll see some mountain snowfall up on our area mountain passes as well over the next couple of rounds of wet weather. And there is the next round of wet weather. Most of Thursday will actually be on the dry side, but as we head into the evening, we will see our rain chances gradually increase from south to north as we go through the night as that second round of rain rolls in. So there is a possibility that you may be able to work your way around the wet weather. Trick-or-treaters, kids and parents, early in the evening. The later it gets, however, the more likely it is to be raining. Make sure you have the umbrella, the poncho, some sort of contingency plan. Either way, it is going to be chilly, a little breezy, and then you add some showers on top of that. Not the most pleasant Halloween we've ever had. Wettest day looks like it's going to be Friday, and then we continue on with some showers into Saturday. Before that, as Robin, you mentioned in the last half hour, fall back that extra hour of sleep.
Quote, end quote. I was just thinking Mother Nature with the whole timing of that rain could be saying, okay, kids, you're done trick-or-treating.
Yeah, time to go.
Okay, all done.
Share your candy with your parents. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:21.
A local elementary school had some surprise visitors in their PE class yesterday. We'll tell you who stopped by Westview and what they hope to achieve when we come back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Fall in love all over again with Shrek the Musical, an epic tale filled with hijinks, adventure, and lots of gassy fun.
I know it's today.
Shrek the Musical.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Our community is at extreme risk for wildfire, from Lake Tahoe Valley to Indian Trail to the West Plains.
The firefighters of Spokane County endorse Molly Marshall because she knows what we need to make our community safe. She'll fight for missing infrastructure like fire stations and safe roads.
You deserve transparent government that will help keep your homes insurable and your families and neighbors safe.
Join us and vote for Molly Marshall on November 5th because responsible leadership matters.
Canopy Village is working to combat homelessness in North Idaho by providing safe, temporary housing and services to those in need. Their goal is to help families transition from crisis to stability.
We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. Canopy Village is here to not only provide shelter, but also to offer hope and guidance towards a path of a brighter future.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to donate $1,000 to Canopy Village. This is how Numerica cares for kids.
It's a contentious election, often not suitable for young eyes and ears.
That to me was really shocking.
And political messages can show up in unexpected places. How can you help your kids feel safe? Watch Thursday on 4 News Now at 6.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids. Drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Share the warmth and do good this winter. Buy a gently used coat for a child at Goodwill and donate in store. Or bring in a new or gently used coat. Every donated coat helps a child stay warm this winter. Together, let's change lives and keep lots of kids warm this winter.
As a local reporter for almost 30 years, I have seen politics up close, the good and the bad. But since we closed the primaries in this state, it has gotten worse. Party bosses changed the rules, and that cut out 275,000 voters from participating. And wouldn't you know it, elected officials are now even less accountable to the people of Idaho. Prop 1 reopens our primaries for all taxpayers, so we can pick the candidates that work for us. I'm voting yes on Prop 1 to give power back to the people of Idaho.
Welcome back. It's 6:24. Students at Westview Elementary had a PE takeover from athletes with Parasport Spokane.
The organization gives training and professional opportunities for kids and adults with physical disabilities. Now, the fifth graders were able to talk to Paralympians and do a wheelchair relay. The goal is to change the students' perception of people with disabilities and open their eyes to all they can achieve.
They get just a huge opportunity to connect and realize that people are people and athletes are athletes.
Now, Parasport Spokane just finished its largest wheelchair basketball tournament this past weekend. The Hub Sports Center hosted 21 teams from the West, including military and collegiate groups. Very cool, and a cool opportunity for those kids. They look like they're having fun.
Yeah, and I hope so many other schools do the same, take advantage of that.
So fun. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:25.
You know, more housing is in the works for the Lake City, but not everyone's on board with their historic location. A look at the potential future of the Roosevelt Inn site. That's next.
And we are 6 days away from that general election, and presidential candidates are continuing their push for those final votes. After the break, we're taking a look at Vice President Harris's closing address and how former President Trump is continuing damage control after a racist comment at his rally. And before we go to a break, here's a first look of what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a major development in the alleged au pair love triangle murder case.
Today's agreement marks a significant step forward in this case.
This body camera video showing Juliana Paresh Magallonge moments after the murder of Christine Banfield and Joe Ryan.
Then he said, no, police don't drop the knife. And then he was saying, I'm going to kill her, I'm going to kill her.
We found Joseph Ryan deceased as a result of gunshot wounds and found Christine Banfield suffering from stab wounds.
Paresh Magallonge now pleading guilty to manslaughter for Joe Ryan's death, agreeing to testify against her former boss and lover, Brendan Banfield, who is charged for both murders. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what's next as the cases unfold. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
RSV can severely affect the lungs and lower airways.
But I'm protected with Arexvy.
Arexvy is a vaccine used to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. RSV can be serious for those over 60, including those with asthma, diabetes, COPD, and certain other conditions.
But I'm protected.
Arexvy is proven to be over 82% effective in preventing lower respiratory disease from RSV, and over 94% effective in those with these health conditions. Arexvy does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients. Those with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects are injection site pain, fatigue, muscle pain, headache, and joint pain. Arexvy is #1 in RSV vaccine shots. RSV, make it Arexvy.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Washington State University and 4 News Now would like to congratulate Bud Namick and the rest of the recipients of the 2024 Inland Northwest Hall of Fame, sponsored by Spokane Sports. Tune in for the replays of this event. Details can be found on KXLY.com/Hall of Fame.
Oof. Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap, huh?
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the one called That's All Guys.
After an accident like this, you deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through. At Craig Swap & Associates, we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
Washington State University and 4 News Now would like to congratulate Bud Namick and the rest of the recipients of the 2024 Inland Northwest Hall of Fame. Sponsored by Spokane Sports. Tune in for the replays of this event. Details can be found on KXLY.com/Hall of Fame.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
And we start this half hour with the 4 News Now story tracker and stories people are reading about online this morning.
Oscar-nominated actress Teri Garr has died. Garr was best known for her work in films like Young Frankenstein, Tootsie, and Mr. Mom. Her death came more than 20 years after she was first diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Garr first shared her diagnosis publicly in a 2002 interview to raise awareness for others living with MS. She was 79 years old.
She was so great. Starbucks is scrapping its controversial olive oil-infused drinks less than a year after they debuted nationwide. It's part of the chain's broader effort to simplify a menu that new CEO Brian Niccol recently called overly complex. Oledo was former CEO Howard Schultz's idea. The beverage lineup was met with largely negative response from lots of people in the media and, well, their consumers.
You know, like I said last half hour, I'm not mad I didn't get to try that one. I
just never sounded like something I would try.
I'll stick with my pumpkin spice lattes. How about that? Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:30. Thanks for joining us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. Today is Wednesday, October 30th, and it's real thick out there. Let's send you on over to Matt Gray and for Mark Peterson.
It is foggy. That is for sure. So we take a look at Spokane. We are draped in the fog. It is pea soup out there, especially in the downtown area, and as you work your way to the West Plains as well. Meanwhile, you head up the interstate to Coeur d'Alene. Things are a lot nicer with the visibility. So temperatures right around 30 degrees or so. So you're also going to need to have to scrape the windshield as well. Put on the defroster for a little bit extra, as it is a little bit colder than it was yesterday morning. So visibility really starts to drop between Liberty Lake and Spokane Valley, then through the downtown area. Expect that thick fog, and then continuing on into the West Plains. So those areas, take it easy, folks. Just slow down. The fog's pretty localized, but a lot of folks going to be passing through that area over the next couple hours. As the morning commute gets underway, most of your Wednesday actually looking pretty decent. Temperatures in the 50s, a little bit of sunshine later today, but take a look at this. Rain is on the way for this evening, and the wet weather is going to be sticking around for a while. We'll show you how long coming up.
Matt, thanks. With 6 days to go until Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris made her closing argument in Washington, D.C. last night.
And former President Trump continues to distance himself from the comedian who made racist jokes at his rally in New York City. Hannah Joy's at our Breaking Now desk this morning. And Hannah, what does this final push look like for both of the candidates?
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris is campaigning in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And former President Donald Trump is traveling to North Carolina as well before speaking at a rally with former NFL quarterback Brett Favre in Wisconsin. But yesterday, in front of 75,000 people, Harris vowed to help Americans. During Harris's speech, she explained why she's the best candidate for president.
We have to stop pointing fingers and start locking arms. It is time to turn the page on the drama and the conflict, the fear and division. It is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
Meanwhile, Trump is distancing himself from the comedian who called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage at a Trump's rally in New York City.
I don't know who it is. I don't even know who put him in. And I can't imagine it's a big deal. I've done more for Puerto Rico than any president, I think, that's ever been president.
President Joe Biden says the comedian's remarks were hateful.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable.
Many people are now upset with Biden after his remarks. Biden says he was only referring to the hateful comment made by the comedian. Now on Fox News, former presidential candidate Nikki Haley reaffirmed her support for Trump. However, Haley has not been on the campaign trail with Trump. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Police found 2 people dead in a car in Moses Lake yesterday. According to the department, the car was found on a dirt driveway off East Broadway near Road 4 Northeast. Detectives say the deaths do not appear suspicious. We do not know the identities of the 2 people who were dead. This is a developing story, though. We'll provide more information as we get it.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown has proposed a new ordinance that would crack down on those dumping their trash illegally. The penalty could go from a civil infraction to a misdemeanor, which means fines. Her office has also now launched a new code enforcement dashboard to help show the work being done to pick up trash in Spokane.
Our code enforcement team does a really good job of trying to work with those homeowners or neighbors to kind of first inform people of what's going on, what the situation is, what the penalties could be, working with them to try and come to a resolution. And then if it gets to the point where, there's no progress, then there is an opportunity to go in and find those people.
And you can call 311 to report any illegal dumping in your area. Well, the future of Coeur d'Alene's historic Roosevelt Inn is still up in the air.
A developer from Western Washington has submitted a proposal to buy the property that the city and the Historical Preservation Commission support. The proposal saves the inn, but the community is not so happy with how many families will move downtown. Blue Fern Development has agreed to buy the property while preserving the historic Roosevelt Inn as required by the city. It plans to develop 38 townhome-style units on the less than 1.5-acre property. Some in the community say this is too many for the small lot. Also sharing concerns online about parking impacts downtown. But others say it's a step in the right direction for the city.
Progress is inevitable. We need to change, we need to grow, all of those things. But we also need to remember where we came from, what our roots are, and preserve the history of this city.
Now, the city will hold a public hearing today at noon concerning the property's design, but will not allow public comments in regards to the cancellation of this proposal, as all outlined blueprints comply with city code. The Sandpoint may have an invasive moth problem, and the Idaho Department of Land says it needs to set more than 100 traps to prevent a full infestation.
If not, it could cause millions of dollars in damage. The department says the European spongy moth you see here was detected in the city for the first time in nearly 30 years. The moth feeds on leaves, mainly from oak trees, which could cause that extensive damage. IDL says the moth was likely introduced accidentally by someone traveling from the East Coast back to Idaho. The moths and their eggs can hitchhike on firewood, clothes, outdoor furniture, or vehicles. And while one moth is not necessarily indicative of a large population in the area, workers will still place 144 traps within 4 square miles of where it was first detected, covering all of downtown Sandpoint and most of the city. The last infestation of these moths ended with their eradication in 1991. Yikes.
Yeah, you will see those traps there looking. They're
little green bags.
Yeah, so now you know what they are and what they're for.
Your Good Morning Northwest time, 6:37.
All right, so we're checking in with Matt Gray again, and the traffic cams show really foggy out there.
Yeah, it's foggy out there, foggy on the West Plains out to the airport, foggiest in downtown, but then we're looking at Argonne and the visibility is actually pretty good. So very localized fog. You're going to be moving in and out of it. Just slow down, take it easy when you get into one of those fog banks. Your forecast, including when the rain shows up later today, coming up.
Well, hey, you might be missing out on some free money. Are you taking advantage of the working family tax credit through the city of Spokane? How much you could get and how to see if you qualify. That's next.
Kids are back in school and the seasons are changing. All signs that sickness may be right around the corner for your family. What illness is making its rounds and how to best protect your children this winter. That's next.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on. On time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
For 3 years in a row, Chevy has earned more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand.
1, 2, 3.
Whether it's a high-tech SUV, the all-electric Equinox EV, or a truck for work or play, Chevy is America's most awarded brand for new vehicle quality. The 2024 Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Welcome to Parker Toyota, the Toyota Truck Center of the Northwest.
Our inventory has never been better with a huge selection from stock to fully customized trucks.
And now you can choose between a gas or hybrid powertrain. So whether you're looking for great MPGs or a 12,000-pound towing capacity, we have the truck for you.
Check out the all-new Toyota Tacoma and Tundra at your locally owned Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Need a furnace upgrade in your home to stay warm this winter? Hurliman Heating and Air Conditioning is giving away a free furnace and install worth $7,500. We are looking for someone with a compelling story, someone who could really use this life-changing upgrade. It is simple. Scan the QR code or head to kxly.com/furnace now to enter. Nominate yourself or someone in need. By entering to win, you agree to be contacted by a member of the Hurliman team to schedule an in-home measurement. But hurry, entries close soon. Don't miss your chance to keep your home warm this winter.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
It is now 6:40. Are you one of the thousands missing out on a tax credit? The Department of Revenue estimates more than 17,000 families in Spokane have not taken advantage of the Working Family Tax Credit. Well, now the city of Spokane wants more families to apply. This also goes for some individuals. 30,000 families in Spokane are expected to qualify for a tax credit, but less than half have claimed it. $250,000 of COVID relief funding is being put toward campaigns working to raise participation with the tax credit. This will include funding for local organizations to spread the word, TV ads, materials promoting the tax credit.
Upon hearing the numbers, it's clear that we wanted to do more to publicize and create the awareness of this new program that is easy to apply for, by the way.
If you have no children, the maximum amount you could get is $315. If you have 3 children, the maximum you could get is $1,255. You can find out if you qualify by finding the story on KXLY.com.
Cases of walking pneumonia are on the rise among young children. CDC researchers say they're not sure what's causing the increase in cases, but it likely has to do with kids being back in school. Cases of walking pneumonia are typically mild, but they can become severe. Symptoms include dry cough, fever, fatigue, headache, and a sore throat. Treatment options also vary based on the type of pneumonia. Now, as for prevention, doctors encourage parents to get their kids vaccinated against bacterial pneumonia and the flu, which can actually cause pneumonia. But there's no vaccine specifically for walking pneumonia. Good things to keep in mind.
Yeah, certainly. 10-second takeaway in your weather. Pea soup fog around Spokane this morning. We're going to be looking for some rain tonight, and that sets off a rainy weather pattern that'll last for a few more days. We'll have all the details coming up on my forecast.
Well, hey, we first told you about this earlier this week, but if you're hopping on a flight soon, the Department of Transportation has some news for you.
It's big news. Automatic refund rules are now in effect for canceled or significantly delayed flights. If your flight is disrupted and you do not rebook, you get an automatic cash refund within 20 days, not just the credit on the airline. And that applies to cancellations, domestic delays of 3 or more hours, and international delays of at least 6 hours. Separate rules mandate a luggage fee refund if you do not get your bag by a certain time, and refunds for prepaid services like seat selection and Wi-Fi if you don't receive them.
I think airlines are just going to have to realize that consumers, you can't just capture them forever with bad policy.
A group representing major airlines says it's on board with automatic refunds, though the rules have faced pushback from the whole industry. Passengers who use credit cards to pay for fares can get refunds within a week, by the way.
There you go.
This is going to be a big deal heading into the holidays, especially.
Yeah, and winter weather, too. We'll see.
See how it works. It's now 6:43.
The days are winding down to Election Day, and are you ready? Well, Allison Martinez is live this morning at the Elections Office with some key reminders ahead of next week.
As you can see, things are busy bright and early here at the Spokane County Elections Office. We're sharing elections officials' top tips to help you get your ballot in safely and easily coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Fall in love all over again with Shrek the Musical, an epic tale filled with hijinks, adventure, and lots of gassy fun.
I know it's
it's Shrek, the musical.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Experience frightfully good deals at Consign Furniture and Jewelry. Store-wide discounts with up to 70% off retail and all consigned, one-of-a-kind unique pieces. Plus, get 20% off all online purchases using promo code SPOOKY.
Consign Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
This is Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Brought to you by Great Clips. Scan the QR code at participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. Terms apply. Scan QR code in salon for details. Coming to Spokane Arena November 8th through the 10th.
As a local reporter for almost 30 years, I have seen politics up close, the good and the bad. But since we closed the primaries in this state, it has gotten worse. Party bosses changed the rules, and that cut out 275,000 voters from participating. And wouldn't you know it, elected officials are now even less accountable to the people of Idaho. Prop 1 reopens our primaries for all taxpayers, so we can pick the candidates that work for us. I'm voting yes on Prop 1 to give power back to the people of Idaho.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids. Drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Fred's Appliance is proud to partner with Coats for Kids, and we're giving you a chance to give back and win big. When you donate your coats, you'll be entered for a chance to win a beautiful Electrolux laundry set. You can drop off your coats at any of our Fred's Appliance locations.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to give more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if he wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor. Fall in love all over again with Shrek the Musical, an epic tale filled with hijinks, adventure, and lots of gassy fun. I know it's Shrek the Musical.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Election night, this is where America turns for answers. ABC Election Night.
Your time is 6:46. Election Day, as you know, just 6 days away.
The Spokane County Elections Office is encouraging people to plan ahead to avoid the hassle for next Tuesday. And Allison Martinez is live this morning at the Elections Office to explain what voters need to know today. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning. Election Day is creeping up on us very quickly. I'm here at the Spokane County Elections Office, and as you can see, things are pretty calm, pretty quiet here right now. We've only seen a few people coming by to drop off their ballots just behind me, but this will not be the case next week. Election officials are urging the public to skip the lines, skip the fight for parking, and just avoid the headaches altogether by getting their ballots in as soon as possible. When you're filling out your ballot, it is very likely that some questions might pop up. The Spokane County Elections Office has expanded their hours and opened voter service centers to help you out. There are multiple locations to choose from, including the Eastern Washington University Catalyst Building, the Center Place Regional Event Center in Spokane Valley, and the Spokane County Elections Office here on Gardner. The Spokane County Elections Office is encouraging everyone who has mailed in their ballot to make sure that it's been received online. The best way to do this is by going to votewad.gov. And this way you can make sure your ballot hasn't been challenged, which would require further action from you.
So a challenge ballot is there's an issue with the signature, or this ballot envelope was not signed. Those are the main 2 reasons for challenge ballots. Or it could be that a husband or wife or someone else now signed another person's ballot. Those get challenged too until we can reconcile.
For answers for all of your election-related questions, you can visit our For the People page at KXLY.com. Reporting live in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Allison, thanks so much. Hey, we're taking a live look outside this morning at that wild fog we're seeing. I've seen a couple crashes pop up this morning. I would imagine that you people are probably taking it slow out there today.
Oh, I hope
you
so.
want to.
You definitely do, Matt.
Yeah, better slow down, especially because in the valley and then out to Coeur d'Alene, the visibility is a lot better. So you're going to run right into this fog bank if you're on I-90. Same with some other areas. We're keeping an eye on kind of where the extent of the fog is. Fog out on the West Plains. Fog as well here. This is the Meade interchange with 395 and Highway 2 right around Meade. So you can see the fog pretty thick there as well. Highway 195 and Hatch as well, also seeing some pretty thick fog. So a lot of places right locally around Spokane. If you're coming in from somewhere else, you're going to run into this fog eventually this morning. So just, hey, take it easy. Temperatures later today in the 50s. We'll see a little bit of sun peek out. But as you can see in places like Winthrop, Wenatchee, and Omak, the rain coming in later today. It'll move in tonight for places further east like Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. There you see it on the west side. Let's show you how things will progress here. Wet weather moving in by the evening drive around Moses Lake, Omak, and other parts of central Washington. By the time we get to around midnight, we'll see that rain move into the Palouse, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and other areas to the north, where it'll linger in North Idaho with mountain snow and some snow on some of our high mountain passes through the morning. Then Thursday, actually looking pretty good overall. But as we head closer and closer to trick-or-treat time, we're going to start to see that rain roll in. So make sure you have a backup plan, or at least have some rain gear, parents and trick-or-treaters. Here's your 7-day forecast. Rainy until we get to the middle of the weekend. The morning sprint coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Inland Imaging.
We're calling it November.
November.
Because we're all voting no on Initiative 2117.
No, I don't want funding cuts for our roads.
No, I don't want to increase the risk of wildfires.
No, I don't want to hurt small businesses like mine.
No, I don't want cuts to public transit.
No, I don't want to put our clean air at risk.
We all know the threats of 2117.
And we're all
voting no this November.
Which is better, Honda or Toyota? Well, the Honda Accord and CR-V both made the Car and Driver 10 Best list. Camry and RAV4 did not. In fact, when it comes to the 10 Best, no one comes close to Honda, the only company to make every single 10 Best list. That means Honda's not just better, it's the best. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda CR-V with 2.9% APR financing. So for big deals on America's best brand, see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
So get moving. Come in for your free fitting.
Why is liberal Carmilla Conroy mudslinging and stretching the truth? Maybe it's to hide her extreme plans for an open border, drugs pouring into the country, and higher taxes. Conroy doesn't fit our district. Michael Baumgartner will protect our families, Social Security and Medicare, ensure veterans get the benefits they've earned, fight inflation, and make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice, relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday with the morning sprints.
Allison Martinez is live this morning at the Spokane County Elections Office with some helpful tips ahead of next week's Election Day.
Matt Gray here with details on a cloudy, foggy afternoon ahead.
And Hannah Joy is in studio this morning with updates on the quarter pounder E. coli outbreak that has made a teenager in Colorado so sick she's on dialysis.
But first, police say they know who stole campaign signs from some Liberty Lake properties this week. The police department says at least one of the people involved in the thefts is from Kootenai County. One woman who had her Harris Wall sign stolen has neighbors just across the street who have Trump Vance signs up. She says they get along despite their differences in views, and it's unfortunate someone from out of town violated her personal freedoms. This isn't the first time something like this has happened in Liberty Lake this election season. Police encourage anyone who has a sign stolen to call Crime Check at 509-456-2233.
Around the Northwest this morning, federal authorities are searching for whoever caused 3 ballot box fires in southwestern Washington and Portland, Oregon. State election officials say Monday's fire in Vancouver destroyed hundreds of ballots, while a fire suppression system at the Portland drop box minimized fire damage there, saving hundreds from destruction. Now, 47 states, including Washington, Idaho, and Oregon, have free ballot tracking services that allow voters to confirm whether their ballots have been mailed, received, and counted. In Washington, you can check yours out at votewa.gov.
I'm here at the Spokane County Elections Office, and as you can see, we have employees up and at 'em bright and early to get those ballots processed. Now, the Spokane County Elections Office is urging the public to get their ballots in as soon as possible. This way you can avoid the lines, avoid the fight for parking, and avoid the headaches overall. This way you can also make sure that everything is all right with your ballot and it's processed properly, and you don't have to take action in the event that your ballot is challenged. For answers for all your election-related questions, go to KXLY.com.
You can drop your ballot in the mail as long as it's postmarked by or on Election Day. You can also drop it into a ballot box up till 8 o'clock Tuesday night. In Kootenai County, early voting is open only through Friday at the Elections Office in Coeur d'Alene. Then all the polling sites are open until 8 p.m. as well on Tuesday. Check out KXLY.com for a link to your local polling sites or ballot box.
Hundreds of registered voters in Whitman County still haven't received their ballots. County Auditor Sandy Jamison says about 200 to 300 ballots are missing, and a majority of them are associated with P.O. boxes in the town of Garfield. Jamison says she's working with the Postal Service to find those missing ballots, saying, "My goal is to make sure that every Whitman County registered voter receives a ballot and has the opportunity to participate in this election. Anyone in Whitman County who has not received their ballot should call the County Auditor's Office."
It is a foggy start in Spokane this morning and around places like Newport. Clear elsewhere. We'll see things clear up later on in the day, but some rain is coming for the afternoon. That's going to be a trend for the rest of the week. We have rain on Halloween, on Friday, and as we head into the start of the weekend.
McDonald's E. coli outbreak has a Colorado teen hospitalized with kidney failure. Chamberlain Bowler is one of at least 75 people sickened by the E. coli outbreak linked to onions on quarter pounders. The outbreak has spread to 13 states with 1 confirmed death. However, Bowler's family lawyer is now representing 32 alleged victims.
When you go to a McDonald's, you're placing an incredible amount of trust that McDonald's has done everything it can to make sure that your food is safe.
Yesterday on a conference call, McDonald's CEO apologized, but McDonald's has not commented on the lawsuits, only saying it's committed to food safety. For updates on the outbreak, tune in to Good Morning America.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown has proposed a new ordinance that would crack down on people dumping trash illegally. The penalty could go from a civil infraction to a misdemeanor, which means fines. Her office has also launched a new code enforcement dashboard to help show the work being done to pick up the trash in Spokane. You can call 311 to report any illegal dumping. And we will be back with a final check of weather with Matt Gray right after this as we head to break. Look at that fog.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a pour-over purist? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
35 years ago, I started going to Planned Parenthood. They help Washington women with pregnancy care, birth control, even cancer screening. But Dave Reichert tried to jeopardize that care. Reichert has voted repeatedly to defund Planned Parenthood. It's part of Reichert's years-long record, trying to ban abortion nationwide, including here in Washington. No politician should ever tell me that I don't have a right to make a decision regarding my body. Dave Reichert is wrong for governor.
Broadway's must-see musical takes you into the heart of the remarkable true story of 7,000 stranded passengers and a small town in Newfoundland that welcomed them. Come From Away.
November 1st through 3rd. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
All right, pea soup fog here in downtown Spokane. We can barely see it across the street here at West Boone Avenue, and the fog pretty thick around Spokane locally. Elsewhere, a little bit clearer. Dry for most of the day today, but tonight the rain starts moving in. Looks like it's going to be wet for trick-or-treating across many parts of the inland Northwest. Friday actually going to be the wettest day this week, and we're not really going to start drying out until we get to the middle of this weekend.
All right, Matt, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us.
We appreciate it so much, and we'll see you throughout the morning on GMA. It starts right now.